Hello everyone and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. In today's video we are going to cover more of the wishlist series. So in the last video I kind of covered like an open world concept which has been getting some good feedback, so thanks for that. But in today's video I wanted to cover some night vision stuff. So as of right now, night vision is possible. Obviously you have the different types of nods you can wear, but I would like to see some more additions to make this aspect of the game a little bit more fun, a little bit more immersive. So without further ado, let's hop into the game and I can show you what I'm talking about. All right, guys, we are in Escape from Tarkov. So I have a few things here laid out night vision wise. So the most important obviously is the night vision. So we have a few different types in the game right now. We have the GPNVGs, which are the kind of famous panoramic night vision that kind of like media made kind of famous. Games like Call of Duty and movies like Zero Dark 30. Where the special ops guys are wearing this stuff. Obviously it made them super famous. I really like these in game and in person obviously, or in real life I should say. Next is the PVS 14. Now this is like a monocle or monocular, sorry. And this one is really popular like in real life, as it's just kind of like the most budget oriented night vision you can go with. And then you have the PNV-10Ts. These are kind of like the go-to budget option in Tarkov. And then last but not least, you have the N-15s. Now, in my opinion, if I could put these on a helmet, I'd run these every time because, and I could be wrong here, but these three night visions are green filmed, I think is what it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments below. But it's a very green, kind of classic looking night vision. Whereas these, I believe these are supposed to be like white phosphorus because they're more of a blue tint. They're probably not supposed to be, but they just look different than normal. And I like the look of these way better than these, the normal like green filmed. So one other aspect to cover here before I start going into things I would like to see added is your IR devices. So there's plenty in the game to choose from, but the biggest issue is they don't have a function in the game right now. So the PEC 15, the LA, I think it's the LA5, the other PEC, and then the Hollow Sun one. So these are all IR devices. So in how it works is this is an illuminator, this part right here. And this is a laser, and this is the activation button. So in real life, if this was on your gun, your rifle, kind of like it is on this AK, you would reach up with your thumb and you would hit that button, and you can have it set up to where it only shows the laser, only shows the flashlight, or it shows both. The illuminator, not really a flashlight, more of an illuminator. But in Escape from Tarkov, let's go into the hideout really quick just so I can show you. All right, so in Tarkov, if I wanted to activate, there's another thing that I could go over in this video, but we'll wait till later. If I wanted to activate this device, right, you press T and it pops up with the red laser. Now PEC 15s and LA5s, they do have a visible red laser on them, mainly for zeroing purposes. But if I were to switch between the different like kind of modes on this device, right, so we have that's supposed to be the illuminator, and it shows this red kind of light, and unfortunately I can't really like show you that well. Maybe if we were to go down here, yeah, so here's the red light. This is supposed to be the illuminator, and then you have both on, and then it kind of switches. So there's two different lasers that you can switch between. Now if I were to have it my way, I would have this mode on, but when I press T, nothing, I wouldn't be able to see it without night vision on, because that's how infrared works. And then if I were to pop my night vision down, I would see a normal light like a flashlight on my gun and a laser. And the only way that you could see these in the game is if you had night visions on. Infrared obviously you can't see with the human eyes, so you need the night vision to see that, and that's why these devices are used with night vision. So that's one thing I'd like to see added, is the actual IR devices implemented and used in the way that they would be in real life. Call of Duty Modern Warfare kind of did this, where they had their night maps, and when you would ADS, you wouldn't do this. You would tilt, so you'd be holding the gun, and then you would tilt it like this, and the laser would pop out, and that's how it is in real life. Because of, let me back out here real quick. Because the laser, and let me see if I can't zoom in. Because the laser isn't directly above your barrel, it's off to the side a little bit. What people do is they'll cant their gun, and what that does is it takes that offset and corrects it. And so I think, and you can't ADS with night vision on, because either one, it's sticking out too far and it'll interfere with your optic, or two, your night vision is going to be I guess like focused to out where the targets are. They're not going to be focused up close. You have like a focus meter on night vision, and so everything really close to you is going to be really blurry, and everything far away is going to be in focus. And so a lot of people don't use their optic because either it's you can't, because it's it'll interfere, or it's not in focus. So instead what they do is they hit that button, they activate the illuminator and the laser, and they tilt the gun on their shoulder just a tiny bit to make sure that laser's on point. I would love to see this in this game. I think it would make it a night vision raid so much more fun, as far as just being immersive. But yeah, that's kind of like this aspect of night vision. Some things I would like to see added is more white phosphorus NVGs, because white phosphorus is kind of like the way to go. Green filmed is in comparison. You just get more detail, and it's not so bright in your face when you're using white phosphorus. So I'd love to see maybe like 2 night visions added as white phosphorus that that you could use and throw on a helmet, and you could be good to go. Another aspect I do like about night vision is the different mounting solutions there are for the different type of night vision you're using. So for example, the PVS 14 uses this, let me break it down here. It uses this little guy right here, and this is a dovetail mount, which is how every night vision goes. But I like the fact that depending on the night vision you're using will depend on the way it gets mounted. And then obviously this is like the thing that attaches to the helmet that the night vision attaches to. I like that aspect of it. I wish that there was white phosphorus in the game, because that's a really good looking night vision. I think it could be really cool. So yeah, that's just kind of some of the things I would like to see implemented with night vision. But yeah, I think it'd be really cool if they changed this around to where it was actually functional. So a lot of people, what they do in the game now, I guess you could say the meta, is running with the illuminator on, because it's not a bright white light. It's a very like soft red light, to where you can have it on at all time, which increases your point fire like accuracy. But in real life, right, you're not gonna have anything showing out of that. Yeah, it's gonna be on, but nothing's gonna be showing. You can't see it, at least unless you have night vision on. So I would really like to see kind of these IR devices implemented in the correct way, and just to see what it would do with the game, because I think it would make night vision really fun. Another aspect with night vision that I think would be really cool is if you could put like the IR like markers on your helmet for telling you and your teammates apart, right? So if they were to implement night vision in the way of kind of the way I'm talking about now, where IR devices actually have a use case, and you can only see that stuff with night vision on, like it should be, I think it'd be really cool if they added markers that you could mount on your helmet that give off an IR strobe, so that way if you're teaming with people, you can go, all right, is that him, or is that is that my buddy, or is that an enemy? And then you look and you go, okay, I see his little strobe, let me just verify, however that may be. But it could just be another way to easily identify your teammates. Or it could kind of screw you over too, which would be kind of fun, because let's say that you have one of these on and you're playing as a team, but there's someone like across the map and they see the strobing IR with their night vision on, they go, okay, there's people. And so they'd have to kind of figure out a way to balance it a little bit. But I think that could be a pretty cool aspect to add into the game. One other aspect too is when if I were to play this game, you know, kind of the way I really want to play, is I would throw this flashlight on, and what I would do is I would load into a night raid, and I would use the this setup. So I would probably run it like this, right? So this is my setup for a night raid. I have my GPNVGs on, a flashlight, and an IR device. Now, the way I would use this is I would throw my night vision on, and I would use the IR device to point fire and get my hits on target. And then let's say I'm going into like shoreline and I'm in the resort, and I'm maybe in West Wing clearing, and I know it's nighttime, so there's probably more people with night vision on. What I could do is I could flip up my night vision goggles and use my real flashlight to blind them, right? Because it kind of already works as a blinding factor, but if you have night vision on, it's going to make it way worse. But right now, the only issue is they don't have a way to tell the game which tactical device you want to activate when you press T. It's just going to pick one. And so I think if maybe they were to add like a third keybind where you have turn it on, change mode, and then maybe switch tactical device to, and they might already have that. I can't find, you know, anything that does that, but I would really like that type of thing implemented to where I could press like Shift T to change the mode and Control T to change the device. So if I wanted to turn on my flashlight, I can. If I want to turn on my IR device, I can, without turning both or either one on, you know. So that's another aspect. One last thing I want to cover is the way that red dots and optics are perceived with night vision on. So I have this EOTech on. Let's go into the hideout. We'll turn the lights off just to make it a little bit, you know, more realistic. I need to run back here and grab my gun. So right now, and just to give you guys an example, right? If I turn this on, it's turning my flashlight on. Whereas like if I like here, I'll show you too, just by turning this off. So what it does is it turns on both of them at the same time, and changing the mode will change, because I just have a plain old flashlight on here right now. Changing the mode will only change the IR device mode. And so it'd be really cool if you could find a way to pick what device you want to turn on. So anyways, let's turn this on. So right now, if I were to ADS, the optic isn't too bad because it is a red dot, right? But it is kind of like bright. And now in the hideout, it does play a little bit different of a role. But with how small this red dot is, the actual reticle, it doesn't get too bright. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to throw on a burst, and I'll show you guys the difference. All right, so I have the burst 1 to 4 on here now, and this has that red reticle. Now, if I were to ADS, look how bright this reticle is in the optic. And like, right, let's say I'm trying to ID someone and I can barely see them. When you're in like a really dark area, or somewhat of like a mixture of brightness and darkness with NVGs on, these lit reticles can really screw you over, because it kind of washes everything out behind it, and it can be really hard to hit your targets. And that's why a lot of people like using the Valde with night vision, because it's just an etched black reticle. It doesn't illuminate, so it's not too bright for your night vision. So one thing I would love to see is them either bring in new optics for night vision. So you have this XPS 3-0, right? This is kind of like the standard EOTech, and then you have the EXPS 3-0. E is meant for like your night vision use. So the difference is in the E, you can turn the brightness down low enough to where when you look through it with your night vision, it's not blasting, the brightness isn't blasting your eyes. So I really like to see a way that they could either make it to where, you know, when you have night vision on, the reticle in the optic isn't as bright, or they just actually implement new optics that are meant for night vision use. So that way you can use like this burst or this XPS, this EOTech, and not have the reticle be so bright. So that's kind of one nitpicky thing that I've always had with this game, is the way that they implemented these optics and just night vision as a whole. And obviously the game is still in the work in progress, and I'm pretty sure they've talked about making changes to the IR devices in this game. But that is one difference that I would make, and one change that I think could make the game a lot more fun, a lot more immersive, is by adding these things that I've talked about, right? Making IR devices actually usable in the way they're supposed to be used. Add some white phosphorus NVGs, and just the little things, right? Like being able to switch between different tactical devices, and having optics that you can use that won't blow out your eyesight while you're trying to ADS. So yeah, that's kind of just this rundown, just a quick little wish list video I wanted to put out for you guys on Nightvision and some things that I would like to see added, changed. You know how it goes by now. But yeah, thanks for watching and hanging out. Let's head back out to the full cam wrap up today's video. All right, guys, that will wrap up today's video on my wish list series for Escape from Tarkov. In this one, it was the Nightvision and kind of how it's implemented in the game, how it works, all that kind of stuff. So if you guys would like to see more of these, please let me know down in the comments below. Also, let me know what your thoughts are, not only on the wishlist series, but also this specific topic, Nightvision and Escape from Tarkov. What are your thoughts on it? Do you like the way it's implemented now? Do you think these changes could actually help the game improve as far as just being a more immersive type of game to play? But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for me, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. I will be posting some highlights on TikTok. So if you want to go check those out, see what I've been up to on my during my streams, then the link for that will be down in the description below. I'd appreciate if you guys would go over there and leave a follow and say hey in the comments. And I also stream live on Twitch every day of the week. The link for that will be down in the description as well. Feel free to stop on by, say hi, ask any questions about Tarkov. One last thing too, guys. I've been thinking about making a beginner's guide series for Escape from Tarkov, kind of like what I did with DayZ. So if that's something that you're interested in, if it's something that you think you could benefit from or would help the community, let me know down in the comments below. I'd greatly appreciate it. But that is it for me, guys. I'm going to wrap it up here. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.